Lego Marvel could well be on the edge of excelling this year or completely flopping. So that's basically what we're going to have a chat about in today's video, as it's kind of a topic that I've been wanting to get off my chest for a little while now. So we've had a lot of sets being released on the Lego website over the past few weeks, mainly of course relating to Star Wars with the likes of the 25th anniversary sets such as R2-D2, the Millennium Falcon, you get the picture. But we haven't really had any developments with plans for Marvel releases this year, whether it's new leaks or any form of developments on sets that have already been rumoured for the year. Quick pause, if you haven't seen my most recent Marvel leaks video for 2024 sets, I'll leave a link on the video if you did want to go and find out what could be coming this way in 2024. But anyways, what I'm getting at, whether you agree with me or not, is Lego Marvel for the past couple of years, at least to me personally, it's been in a constant state of catch-up. And with 2024 marking the 10th anniversary of Guardians of the Galaxy, in a Marvel sense that's no smaller than the Star Wars anniversaries, marking the 25 years of the Phantom Menace or Lego Star Wars sets, because let's face it, Guardians of the Galaxy are very important to the fan base of Marvel fans. I mean, if we just look at some figures, like, it's no surprise that Volume 3 was the 4th highest grossing film of 2023. It took in nearly $850 million at the box office, when if you look at the Marvels, clearly nowhere near as popular to the casuals or even hardcore fans. It only just took in over 200 million, when the production costs were a number that I don't even want to publicly say. I mean, Bob Iger, that is a story for another day. I mean, if you don't know everything going on with the Elon Musk potential lawsuit, let's just pray that potentially, you know, he gets what he deserves. But anyways, before I deflate off into a whole different black hole, Guardians of the Galaxy has a huge fan base. And the main point that I will circle back to in this video quite a lot is that Lego Marvel really need to in 2024 point the direction of their production onto this sub-theme. Otherwise, the feelings of always having to play catch up and missed opportunities compared to other themes, it's going to carry on further into 2024 and potentially even 2025, 2026. You get the picture. I'd say it's done this for like how long now? To be honest, I probably wouldn't even be able to give you a date the last time that I thought Lego had a better plan for Marvel for the year, over of course the likes of Star Wars and probably even Disney. See, one of the best ways that I could put this into perspective, if we go all the way back to 2022, now let's not forget that this year marked the 10th anniversary of the Avengers. Like, when we look at it this way, what did we really have to show for it? Because I can tell you for certain there weren't any special marked sets such as we have in the likes of Star Wars with all the anniversaries there, but it is a big deal because the first Avengers movie is huge. What did we really have to show for it? Thor's Hammer is probably the only real set as close to an Avengers movie release that we did get, but let's not go and be stupid, this was all done in line for a film in which all I can say I really remember is a bunch of screaming goats. So there was no real celebration or indeed effort made for one of the biggest Marvel films of all time. And of course the start of the Avengers movies, as we've all come to know and love. But yet it then takes till 2024 to finally see rumours of a potential set on what a lot of us believe to be based around the New York fight scene. Like, why couldn't this idea have been talked about for a much more important year like 2022? Lego Star Wars gets anniversary sets every 5 years, but no, Lego wants to focus on sets from a movie in which hardly anyone can remember, and releasing sets in which 99.9% of people cannot afford to justify the price of. In fact, I completely retract that statement. 100% of people cannot afford to justify it. So Guardians of the Galaxy having its 10th anniversary this year does get me worried. Now, before anyone goes and brings up the point of licensing, in the bigger perspective of this issue, I don't really see this to be a problem. Now, don't get me wrong, I know Lego aren't provided with as much intel on upcoming movies, or even given as much data for the design teams to come up with concepts for. Of course, in comparison to the likes of Star Wars sets, they get given a lot better concept ideas, a lot more images in which they can draft up concepts of sets that they want to release, and basically just get given a better slice of cake. But yeah, so before anyone brings up the point of licensing, I don't think this is like a No Way Home 2 year later scenario. I also think that set came out at least a year too late. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the set, but I don't think it takes nearly 2 years, especially with a film as big as No Way Home, and with just how well it went down with fans nostalgically, for Lego to release a set around the main part of the film. Now, when we look at it as well, there were basically next to no releases to go alongside with the movie's release, whilst The Mandalorian can have how many sets? For a series which did just as much as an old person crossing the road. So that's why I just cannot justify putting it down to licensing or anything else. I think half the time, just like Bob Iger at Disney, the men and women sitting at the top of the pyramid, they just don't know half the direction they want the designers to take. Because these designers, when they get given the material and when they get given the opportunity, we get some fantastic sets. Let's not take away the quality of sets such as the Final Battle or even the Avengers Tower. I just think these designers aren't really being given the tools or permission to really give us what we want. You may well think that I'm being a little bit harsh, but I'm just speaking the truth on how I feel the state of Lego Marvel is going into the start of 2024. I did mention it a moment ago, but the Avengers Tower, yes, it's an incredible set, and at the moment it's my most wanted set that I'm desperately saving up to buy. But I would argue that it was released at the most pointless time during the crisis state of the MCU, and it has absolutely no correlation to any event going on past or present. Now, we all know that Lego is very much a company that maximizes any opportunity it gets to make more and more money on top of its already huge profits. It would make so much more sense for this set to be released back in 2021 and slap a 10-year anniversary sticker on it, and I guarantee you, although this set has done incredibly well and gone down extremely well with fans, near enough to the best it possibly could, of course there's a few issues here and there, but the overall release has been very much accepted. But I guarantee you, if you sent it back to 2021 and you slapped a 10-year anniversary sticker on it, just like the ones you get with Star Wars, it would have been appreciated a lot more. And it probably would have sold a lot more as well. Another reason that I think it did so well, and it's desperately wanted in anyone's Marvel collection, is because, at least coming from my perspective, there aren't enough larger builds within Marvel sets. Of course, compared to the likes of Star Wars. Like, if you wanted to give us a midi-scale diorama of the Avengers compound, I would snap it up quicker than a heartbeat. But this is where I'll get to the main point of the video, and it's where I think either 2024 will be hugely successful, or just another year I look back on in the future and go, oh, that's what came out. Cool. Nice job, Lego. But as I addressed before in my leaks video, it's already rumored that $170 Milano is potentially on the way later in the year. The problem with this is, it's only a rumor. There's no concrete evidence, and a lot of it at the moment is just speculation. So either the design team have been allowed to get to work knowing that the 10th anniversary of Volume 1 would be this year, or we're being spread all kinds of misleading truths which just really show the real state Marvel is in comparison to the likes of Star Wars, who on the other hand are making anniversary sets of not just Star Wars, but Lego Star Wars. And let's face it guys, a big deal is made about this, and we all know that there is a high amount of sets coming out. So either Lego just don't want to share priorities into Marvel, because let's face it, when they do, the sets they design are pretty incredible, or nobody calling the shots at the top of the board of Lego really actually cares. Because I guarantee you, if we all got some news saying that in July or August this year, we were going to receive 5 Guardians related sets, of course celebrating not just Volume 1, but the entire history of the Guardians, slapped on with a 10th anniversary sticker, that would get a lot of you happy. Instead, at the most irrelevant timing, little to no detail of sets which we have wet concrete evidence at most, are being rumoured to release at the strangest moments for them to come out. Now don't get me wrong, but does this seem like a copy and paste of Star Wars? Basically telling us, hey, if it works over here, surely it'll work over there, right? So if we take out the picture and we eliminate the $90 sets on films which nobody cares to watch, even for free on Disney Plus, featuring the most boring characters in the whole of the MCU, if that rattles you, basically get over it. Captain Marvel is the definition of Superman without kryptonite. Like, come on, you surely see my point now. But taking those sets out of the equation, and what seems to be 100 million mechs released every single year to please younger age collectors, oh wait, we've already had one in 2024, and focusing on sets that fans actually care about, albeit overpriced with the likes of the X-Men X-Jet, but even with the Warbird, yet again, probably a little overpriced, but let's face it, most Lego sets are. But we got the first Ronan the Accuser minifigure in 10 years, which was massive for a lot of us, of course including the likes of myself who never picked up the original Ronan. And it is certainly more of what we want to see, rather than of course what feels like a zombie apocalypse with the amount of mechs that release every month. But hey, whatever fills your pockets, right Lego? But seeing the Warbird, the oddly satisfying to look at Rocket and Baby Groot, which was released in January, and then of course the new Potty Groot Brickhead, which just came out at the start of February, it does indeed give me hope. Like, could you imagine that maybe someone has gone and told the board of Lego that it isn't just Star Wars going on this year, and that there are indeed other sets that need to be made around other themes, not 2 or 5 years later. Either way, what I'm really getting at in the gist of this video is if Lego Marvel focus on supplying us with what we want and actually deserve, without the issue of lack of material which has hampered releases in the past, rather than some of the junk that they've been serving us up for dinner recently around films and literally a handful of people care about, 2024 could actually turn out to be fairly successful. And I would say so far it's been a fairly decent start to the year. But if efforts aren't made, especially when they are elsewhere, and random sets are produced just in line with what's working with other themes, I might just end up looking back on this video in 6 months time with a gag in my mouth. Anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on the state of Lego Marvel. I'm more than interested to hear your opinions on the matter. Like I mentioned before, if you haven't already checked it out, I'll leave a link for my 2024 Marvel leaks video on the end screen now. Otherwise, everyone, that is all for today. Bye, guys.